All right, James, thanks. Well, happening this weekend at the PSU Farmers Market, it's a chance to learn about one of North America's most pervasive and enduring predators, a family-friendly booth teaching people how to coexist with our coyote neighbors.
Yes, Coyote Palooza will offer hands-on activities to learn all about the species and ways to keep your pets and others safe as well. And joining us is Sean Matthews, a research scientist at Oregon State University's Institute for Natural Resources, to talk about it. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Interesting conversation, because I feel like that there are a lot of different relationships that people have with the coyote. Tell us about the Palooza here coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is our second annual Coyote Palooza. We had one last year about the same time, had about 1,000 people that showed up. It's in conjunction with the Saturday PSU Farmers Market, so a very popular event, especially with the weather being so nice. So we're looking forward to that. And really the focus is just to share information about coyotes and coyotes here in Portland. It comes as pretty surprising to people that we do have coyotes here in Portland. They've been kind of in the area since about the 1980s and kind of slowly increasing, both where they hang out and how many there are, we think. And so we're really interested in getting more information out about coyotes and how people, like you said, can coexist with them.
Yeah, what goes into that relationship as we coexist with coyotes? Because, you know, they have a home here too, but of course there are a lot of those, you know, places, especially in our more developed areas, where they can butt up against pets and people.
Absolutely, yeah. So that is primarily one of the biggest concerns that people have here in Portland is their pets and their children. It's pretty important to recognize that there've only been 2 fatalities related to coyotes ever, where there are, say, 30 to 50 fatalities related to dogs, to domestic dogs every year.
Yeah.
And so the risk to children and people is really low.
The saying of they're more scared of you than you are of them.
Exactly.
Kind of rings true.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tend to be more active at night here in Portland because people are less active during that time period. But the bigger concern for a lot of people is their pets, like you mentioned, like domestic cats, people's backyard chickens, things like that. And so really we share during the Coyote Palooza a lot of tips and tricks to keep pets safe. So things like keeping cats indoors, especially at night. The use of catios. We'll actually have a display of a few different catio models that people can install in their home or have installed or even win at Coyote Palooza. It's one of our big giveaways.
Yeah, I think that's great. And I wish that this was something that had been done, you know, 30 years ago, because I do remember out in Dundee, we were up against a little wooded area, and my dad thought he just came home with 2 chickens one day, not prepared to host these chickens.
Oh, no.
The next day, we did not have chickens.
Yeah.
But that is because he did not take the time and the precautions to properly go about it. So I think this is fantastic. What are the kind of activities that you're going to have that are really hands-on to learn about this?
Absolutely. So we have a lot of information booths, just to share information with a lot of displays, some maps about where people are seeing coyotes in Portland. So as part of the Portland Urban Coyote Project online, folks in the community can report sightings, and so that is pretty interesting for people just to kind of zero in on their neighborhood and see where we're seeing coyotes and where coyotes are being reported. We also have a lot of activities for kids, a lot of hands-on. So one way to scare coyotes away is with a coyote rattle. And so people usually, you know, if you don't have your coyote rattle with you, you can yell and you know, make a lot of noise. But kids really find it engaging to have a rattle that they can make and carry with them.
Sure.
So that's pretty fun. We also have a lot of coloring activities and other activities for kids that make it more hands-on for a
That's great.
event.
A lot of good stuff.
It's a lot of good stuff to learn. It's like you learn more, you feel a little better about sharing space with them. You've also got a talk happening tonight, right?
We do, yeah.
Okay.
So we're kicking everything off tonight with a talk by Dr. Stan Gert. He's a professor at Ohio State University and does a lot of research on coyotes and has really led a lot of the research in the Chicago area. And a lot of our work here in Portland is emulating a lot of the work that they're doing in Chicago. And so he's doing a virtual event. Everybody's welcome to join online and hear about how people and coyotes are coexisting in the Chicago area.
That's awesome. Well,
We all
Sean,
gotta
appreciate
learn
your
how to get
time.
along.
I really, it's a good conversation to have,
Yeah.
and thank you for bringing Wiley in to the
Absolutely.
studio.
Yes.
Awesome to see.
It's fun having fun this morning.
All right, Sean, appreciate it.
Thank you.
And if you want to learn more about Coyote Palooza, this Saturday from 8:30 to 2 p.m. at the Portland State University Farmers Market, you can also go to coyotepalooza.com to learn more.
All right, it's 7:22. Time to lace up the climbing boots, give a rappel line a try, and get ready to scale an iconic Portland building.
It's the ultimate pairing of thrills,